I just remembered this interview that Brian Tyler Cohen did with Jared Moskowitz just a couple weeks ago, I think. It really scared me because in a time when we have our own president during the shutdown, he was willing to go meet with Hamas, which I support, by the way, to negotiate a peace deal, was more willing to do that, meet with the Democrats to discuss some kind of health care. Because those health care subsidies, yes, they were expensive. They were $30 billion to renew them. But we would have had that money had we not given Argentina $40 billion. At the same time, they're undercutting our farmers and selling all their soybeans to fucking China. But not just that. Our military is being tested. It's been purged of almost anybody who would know anything about ethics. They got rid of all their ethicists. They got rid of most of their JAG attorneys. They don't want people telling them what's legal and what's not legal, of course. Pete Hegseth. We got MTG getting dumped by Trump. Sticking with Trump are the old Republicans, the old school Republicans. But Marty, MTG is as MAGA comes, right? Is it going to be is it going to be these old school fucking Republicans that are going to be the last ones standing with Trump at the end? Marjorie Taylor Greene, is she getting it? I mean, yeah, she has some whack job ideas, but I watch videos about aliens, so whatever. Maybe I don't trust her. Don't get me wrong, I don't trust her. Of course I don't. But watch this clip.
You posted on X that President Trump is, with his comments, fueling a, quote, hotbed of threats against you. Obviously, any threats to your safety are completely unacceptable. But we have seen these kinds of attacks or criticism from the president at other people. It's not new. And with respect, I haven't heard you speak out about it until it was directed at you.
Dana, I think that's fair criticism. And I would like to say humbly, I'm sorry for taking part in the toxic politics. It's very bad for our country. And it's been something I've thought about a lot, especially since Charlie Kirk was assassinated, is that I'm only responsible for myself and my own words and actions. And I am committed, and I've been working on this a lot lately, to put down the knives in politics. I really just want to see people be kind to one another, and we need to figure out a new path forward that is focused on the American people, because as Americans, no matter what side of the aisle we're on, we have far more in common than we have differences. Yeah. And we need to be able to respect each other with our disagreements.
I give her credit for doing what she's doing, for taking the stand. I give her credit. It's courage. She has courage. I appreciate that. Even if we win back the House and win back the presidency, we're not going to change these people's minds about what they believe. They're still going to believe in Russia, apparently. They like Russia a lot. Yes, things are starting to come through, like the $40 billion to Argentina. That kind of sunk through in their little world. But we have this whole faction of people now since this email dump. And by the way, this is what that email dump, what each one, in the dispersal of the emails. Now read Hoffman's mentions. There's Bill Clinton's mentions, dispersed. And here's Trump's mentions. Pretty big dispersal rate there. It is. The whole vibe has shifted now. Republicans are going to defect on the discharge petition, as well they should. But they didn't care enough to sign it at the time. They didn't sign it beforehand. Only when they're forced to be on the record would they break. I think our fucking representatives and our senators aren't getting the big picture. They're not understanding the big picture. Our government has been captured by the billionaire elite. Peter Thiel, Elon Musk, all of these people, David Sachs, under the Curtis Yarvin Dark Enlightenment thing. If you don't get it, you're not paying attention. If our politicians, all they think is that government's broken, we have a lot of change coming up. Are you kidding? They're taking over the government. Peter Thiel has all of our fucking personal data. Do you understand what they can do with that? The AI models that they can make to personally affect what you see, what you hear, and how you think about things. He gives away the ball game right here. Pay attention. Watch this whole thing, please.
I want to play for you one of the most chilling clips I've ever heard. And just hold on and trust me, because it's not that chilling until you realize what it means.
The basic idea was that we could never win an election on getting certain things because we were in such a small minority. But maybe you could actually unilaterally change the world without having to constantly convince people and beg people and plead with people who are never going to agree with you through a technological means. And this is where I think technology is this incredible alternative to politics.
That's tech billionaire and Republican megadonor Peter Thiel speaking at a Libertopia, a libertarian conference in 2010. He's basically saying that his political ideology is so unappealing that it'll never win elections. And that's one thing he's right about, because he's railed against women having the right to vote, complained so much about diversity, and written some really disgusting stuff about sexual assault and consent. But he knows that he can use technology as a unilateral alternative to politics, and that should really freak you out. Thiel is one of the co-founders and biggest investors in Palantir, a CIA-funded technology company that has contracts across the government for their data software. Here's their CFO speaking a few years ago.
We continue to advance our mission of becoming the US government's central operating system as we extend our footprint across defense, healthcare, and civilian agencies.
And while both President Obama and Biden did sign Palantir contracts, President Trump is taking it way further. There are new contracts with ICE, something literally called Immigration OS, and the IRS. So 15 years ago, Peter Thiel, like the supervillain in a movie explaining his plan to the hero, admitted that he can use technology to get his ideas across when they're unpopular, completely subverting democracy. And today, one of his technology companies is gaining more and more power within the government, building the very systems our government relies on. And oh yeah, this is the CEO.
The central risk to Palantir and America and the world is a regressive way of thinking that is corrupting and corroding our institutions, that calls itself progressive, but actually, and is called woke, but is actually a form of a thin pagan religion.
If you're a progressive, if you have progressive values, meaning you just, care about other people, the CEO of the company building America's technological back end thinks of you as the central risk. He thinks of you as the enemy. Are these the people you want running the systems you rely on, or worse, the systems that surveil you?
So even though Republicans are looking past Trump, it seems to me we have bigger fucking problems right here. Yes, we should unite and fight the billionaires that are taking over our government. They're allowing Trump to stay there because he's working on vanity projects and he's spending money. It doesn't matter. They have more money than God. They don't care about money right now. They care about control. He wants freedom cities all over the United States. He wants us in the fields working for health insurance, for food, for the right to stay in our own homes, for the right to not be put in a death camp for people who are useless and can't work anymore, which will include disabled people, by the way, because this whole thing is very eugenicsy. Pay attention. This is much bigger than a broken government. It's much bigger than a corrupt government. It's much bigger than that. They're going to do away with the whole thing. Huge chunks of our government that are going to be dissolved when Peter Thiel and Elon Musk take over. They want to be ruled by a CEO. That's what they want. I think we have bigger problems. Yes, all of the political problems about money in our politics, that needs to be addressed. Healthcare for everybody, that has to happen. But until we get our fucking government back, none of that's going to happen. Thank you for watching my videos.